I am a side hustle mom, and one of the side hustles I picked up several years ago was Notary. $60,000 a year if you're a notary. I fell for it. To get started as a notary, it depends on your state, but you're probably looking at 50 to 120 bucks to take a test. You can get the materials probably for free from the library, or you could order them for a couple of bucks. I think I might have paid $12 for some materials. Um, so that's not really a huge deal, and I was sure, 60,000 bucks later, I should be able to easily afford to become a signing agent. So, because if you're just a notary without a signing agent, you can't sign loans or anything like that. It's just very basic stuff. And as it turns out, you can only charge, it's again state depending, but in our state, in Missouri, you can only charge $5 a signature. And it's been that way for, I don't know, decades. $5 a signature, not gone up. That's all you can charge. If you have to go a long distance, you can charge for mileage. I think most states are between $5 to $10 a signature. So most people, when you're just a notary, they only need one signature, $5. That's not going to get you anywhere. So after several months, so this is back in, I think, 2023. After several months, I decided just to bite it and pay $300 to become a signing agent, because that's got to be where the money lies. That's what I was told after I was initially told a notary to earn $60,000 a year, and then that wasn't working. So then I became convinced that I had it wrong, and it was a signing agent, because that's where you earn all your money. And that's what I learned after I became a notary. Oh, you earn all your money if you're a signing agent. So I went ahead and I became a signing agent, about 300 bucks down, give or take, depending on your state. And then you have to be members of some notary forums and stuff to get jobs. Like NNA is one, American Notary is another. I'm in the Notary Cafe. That's probably like the cheapest one. So one of them has a biannual membership where you're paying a couple $100 a year. Another one's like $60 a year. Another one's $100 a year. So all kinds of fees just to stay a notary. Plus $300 down to become a notary. You got to buy your stamp, your embosser, your pens and paper. You have to supply your own paper. So you have to, and if you have a printer, it's probably not good enough. You got to get a fancy printer. So you're spending, $300 or $400 for a printer, and then, $20 for a ream of paper that you're going to use a couple jobs and it'll be gone. Or maybe your kid steals, like mine does. My kid steals paper, so I go through it. And no, it does not pay. I maybe broke even. It's now 2026. It's been about 3 years. I've maybe broke even, and that's a big maybe, because a lot of times I have to travel a long distance. The furthest I'll go really is 30 miles, unless they're going to pay. I had someone pay me like $200 to go, I think 45 minutes. So I was willing to do that. But I mean, once you get it signed, you have to immediately get it scanned back and then shipped off via FedEx or UPS. It's usually FedEx, sometimes UPS. So now that takes time. So the drive out there, the drive back, and you have to get it off immediately. And, they give you an hour for the appointments, but sometimes 10 minutes into it, they want to know where the paperwork is. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm still here. Sometimes they don't send the paperwork ahead of you to the person, so that person has to read it. I had a 500 page document once. I only paid I think they paid me $70 to do it, and it wasn't bad. It was only like a 20-minute drive. So 20-minute drive there, 20-minute drive back. I was there for 2 hours because they hadn't sent anything to these people, and I had to read through it. There's been other times that, they didn't send anything to the person, and the person didn't want to read through it. That was a dream, because, I got through 200 pages in 20 minutes because I didn't care. Sometimes they don't send it to you in time, so you're printing it off and running out at the same time. So those take a longer time at the appointment, because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you don't know what the papers say. You have to make sure you don't miss anything. And when you're new, you miss stuff. Sorry, we're sending this to you 5 minutes before you have to be there, so just make do. And then you discover there's this little tiny thing you could barely read that needed their initials. Also, almost every job comes with different instructions, and you've got 3 pages of instructions just for this one person, and you have to weed through it, because sometimes it doesn't apply. It'll be like, if you're in Minnesota, or if you're in Missouri, but you're signing a loan for California, but then you get there and you don't even know if they're signing a loan for California because you didn't get the paperwork until right before. And so you just have to you can't memorize all those instructions. And I've gotten into trouble a few times because I can't memorize all those instructions. There was one instruction that told me to falsify a document. I didn't feel very good about that one. They didn't set it up on the printer on their end, right? I guess from their computer. All I had to do was just put it in the document, but they didn't. So they wanted me to manually write in this kind of disclaimer or something like that. I don't exactly know what it was I was writing in, and I felt weird about it. And then I had to have the person initial it, and that was weird. So anyway, there's just a million things that can happen if you're a signing agent. Lots of instructions, may or may not apply, and everything's different. And after mileage and time there, and then once you send the scan back, you have to wait for their approval. Once they approve, you got to go down to FedEx or UPS to ship it off. So then again, that's all time for us. FedEx is about a 10-minute drive for me. So 20 minutes to someone's house, 20 minutes back, 10 minutes to FedEx, 10 minutes back. That all counts. Then, of course, if you're sending someone, say, the end of the year, don't go to any appointments in the end of December, because they want the scan backs and they want you to ship them right away. But if it's the end of December, they're not going to approve the scan backs until January, and now you're in trouble because you haven't sent the documents. But they didn't approve the scan backs. I ran into that this last year. Never again will I sign anything past December 29th. And if December 29th is a weekend, don't. If December 29th is like a Friday, don't sign before the 27th and just stop for the year, because they're not going to get their stuff and you'll be in trouble. This is the child. So anyway, yeah, I have not earned good money as a notary, and I pay a lot. I pay a lot every year just to stay a notary. And if you don't want to be a notary anymore, you have to go through a bunch of paperwork to not be a notary. So you have to just keep paying the fee even if it's not working out well. So anyway, there's levels beyond that. If you're a signing agent, you want more, you could become a lawyer. Pocket scratch, right? Just a few dollars from your pocket to become a lawyer, so you can sign anything you want. So yeah, I would recommend not becoming a notary unless you just really feel like it's something you need to do. It's lots of rules, which are great for some people, but it's the fact that every job is different, and then it doesn't pay. It's a really expensive job to get into, and I now wish I hadn't, because I can help people, but also it doesn't help me at all. It just makes my life more complicated. So yeah, also a lot of companies don't pay for 3 months. So like signing order is where I get most of my jobs, and they don't pay for 3 months. Once I sign something, I get the check 3 months later. And it's kind of hard to keep up with at that point. Which brings me to another point, is maybe if you've been with it for 10 years, you can earn $60,000 a year. So if you're really, really, really patient, then yeah, maybe a notary would be for you. If you have 10 years to spare, like if you have plenty of income elsewhere and you can wait 10 years, yeah, why not become a notary? Do something good and feel good about yourself and make money doing it. But until you have 80 signatures in your book, you can't qualify for a lot of notary jobs. So right now I'm sitting at about, I think, 70, and it's been since 2023, so about 3 years, and I only have maybe about 70 signatures. There's tons and tons of agencies that will hire you once you have at least 80, some of them 100. So that's something you have to know, is you're gonna have to keep paying fees and fees and fees for years. And I guess technically I'm not there yet, but if you've been a notary for 5 years or 10 years and you get jobs and you have stuff every day, drop a comment in the comments and let us know what's happening and how you get those jobs and how you keep busy and how how do you get home, ship it off, and then get to your next appointment. It's because I don't really know how that works. I couldn't do more than 2 in a day, because I got to drive all the way out there, all the way back, wait for the approval, because I can't go and do another one while I'm waiting for approval, and sometimes they don't send it for 2 days. Anyway, just assuming they send their approval, then I got to go to the FedEx and then on to the next one. So anyway, if you are a notary and you're successful and you still have to send scan backs and FedEx, how do you do it? How do you get at least 5 in a day so that you can earn money and still send scan backs and FedEx? So yeah, just let us know how that works. I'm curious. I'm sure people who are viewing are curious. And if you want to become a notary, it's probably not what you want if you need money. So become a notary because you're a stay-at-home mom and you want to do a good thing. Yes, great job for a stay-at-home mom who doesn't have to do anything and can leave her kids unattended. I mean, your toddler can take care of your baby. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, go for it. That was happening during COVID anyway. You want to go into a store? Oh, you have to leave your family at home. Leave your toddler with your baby, and the toddler will babysit. It'll be great. So yeah, if that's your situation, you want to do a good thing and you trust your toddler to watch your baby, yeah, it's a great job. So anyway, yeah, that's the take on notary as a side hustle. It's not a good one.